Welcome, everybody, to Bubitos, Casito. Let me just open that door for you. Wipe your feet, have a seat, and let's get started, man. I got a lot in store for you guys. All right, welcome, episode 2. I'm super excited, continuing this journey. Not gonna lie, had a little bit of doubts about how episode 1 was gonna go, but I got some good positive feedback both on Instagram at Bubitos underscore Casito and YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Really appreciate the support. Drop a follow. I'm really happy to do this. And yeah, today's topic of the day is love, spice, and everything nice. We got a couple different things going on here, but just talking about, love growing up, seeing how the evolution of love, moving on from that love and just funny love stories, being a high schooler and thinking in you in love, you find your high school sweetheart and things like that. Got a lot in store for you. We got noticias, we got the chisme. We actually got a couple listeners submit their stories, so I'm really excited for that. And, this is pretty good. Love and spice. But for food for thought, by the way, that's what coming up is got some interesting news for you. Got some spicy news, and even eating kimchi, trying that for the first or second time, just giving it another try because I had a little piece the other day, and it really just got me good. For those of you who don't know, I can't handle spicy food at all, and it hurts. It sucks. I've tried to eat buffalo wings and it's one of my favorite things to eat, but it gets me. I'm down. I can't do anything afterwards. If I'm at a sports bar, I'm not going to get buffalo. I got to get the barbecue and bone in family all the way. If you like boneless, that's good for you, but just bone in just tastes so much better. You have more to grip instead of like eating from the kids menu. And nothing wrong with eating with the kids menu, but man, overall I just can't handle spicy food. And I know you're like, but Vito or Albert, you are a Latino. Why can't you eat spicy food? And it's strictly because I can't. I don't know. Maybe the Guatemalan genes, but I've never been able to eat spicy food before. And every time I tried it, I was done. Bathroom for like an hour. But anyways, we got a couple news stories for you relating to love. Yeah, love. Because before we get into the spice and everything nice, we got to get into some love. We got to talk about some love, and because love has been going on in the year. We recently had Valentine's Day, and I know St. Patrick's shows a little bit of love there with the "Kiss Me, I'm Irish." And it's pretty good. But yeah, we got noticias absurdas. A black bear, or a couple of black bears, went to go play on some swan-shaped paddle boat. You know those things in I think they had them in LA in the Valley, but this was in the UK in a safari park. But there's this swan-shaped paddle boat where you and a couple could like just pedal. And they got to this safari park and took the advantage of the recent rain and the new lake by riding in those swan paddle boots boat. Footage released by the safari park on Facebook showed their North American black bears enjoy the newest edition of their enclosure. With all the heavy rain, the carnivore keeper team had to come up with a fantastic addition to the new lake, which has formed at the bottom of North America black bears at the 13-acre enclosure. So they gave them their own swan boat. And quoting the safari people, after thoroughly cleaning and checking over to ensure the boat could safely place those bears in the enclosure, keepers spread some tasty honey and monkey nuts inside to entice 11 bears to investigate. So there was a single bear that had to ride solo, but the other pairs, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Showing even black bears know how to get it on. Do them things. Another news story for you. In March 25th, so just go recently, 5 days ago, an Australian snake catcher responded to a home at which a resident discovered a pair of highly venomous serpents having an amorous encounter next to their door. This 24-hour snake catching group called the Sunshine Coast Snake Catchers posted a video showing the scene that snake catcher Mackenzie saw when he arrived at the Queensland home. They entwined reptiles by their tails, maneuvering them into a bag. The eastern brown snakes, so I'm assuming they're deadly. I don't know, man. Things in Australia are crazy. My friend went to Australia recently, and he went to the zoo, and he showed me just a couple of the different animals. It looks like they were straight from like an RPG game or something. Like these animals don't look real, and they can kill you in an instant. But Australians treat them like pets. There was also this. I'll continue the story right now, but there was a news story going on. A Gila monster was in Ohio. I don't know how this man got a Gila monster. What a Gila monster is this little deadly lizard. One bite of this lizard, you're done instantly. And this guy decided to have it as a pet. Now, I always called it Dennis, but his name was actually Steven. So, Steven the Gila monster. And, this guy tried to give the Gila monster some love, some pets, and things like that, kept enticing it, but they don't want to be touched. Normally, when you go to these museums in Arizona and you see the history of the Gila monster, how they behave and things like that, they are kind of timid until provoked. And then they bite you and then you're done. So this man kept enticing it and it bit him on the finger, to which his girlfriend showed up. And to see him with the freaking Gila monster on his finger, and then boom, he's gone. Because he thought Steven would be a nice guy. Obviously not, because he's a wild fucking animal. But yeah, and Steven was released into the wild after that, because obviously he did nothing wrong. He's just a freaking animal. But continuing with the story about these reptiles, because I got distracted. Carefully grabbing the romantically entwined reptiles by their tails and maneuvering them into a bag, these eastern brown snakes, like I said, I don't know if they're deadly or not. Reading this news article just said they're one of the most venomous species that were relocated to the wilderness area. So even shows you that even snakes can get some. But yeah, that's wild. That's wild to see a couple of snakes just getting it on. Like, what do, man? Do you mind your business? I mean, it's your front porch. Like, you let them finish and then you go? I don't know, man. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably do the same thing at the resident, which is call the snake police and have them be the cock block of the fucking situation. Yeah, man. I don't know. Here they, like I said, they have Gila monsters and there's like certain scorpions and snakes here. I think there's a diamondback here. I'm not too sure. I went to the zoo here one time and it's pretty cool. They had all like a little special event for the hospital I work at, and it was pretty nice. Took my little niece there, and she had a ball. She kept pointing at every single like animal, going that. It was really adorable. But yeah, they got some weird animals here. But all right, time for the fun part. If you have any sort of viewer story, situation that you're in, and even have any chisme to tell me, feel free to give us a follow, a comment on our post when we post about episode 2. You're going to see a picture of either my cat or my guinea pig. Shout out Cheese or Elsa. Queso fresco. But yeah, we're going to get into some listener stories. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. And you get to hear the advice of the Bubito with Tell Me the Chisme. All right. So for this segment of Tell Me the Chisme, we have my very own best friend here, Cameron here. He's like a brother to me. How you doing, Cameron?
Hello. My name is Cameron Dodd. I've known Albert for like 10 years.
Well, you got an accent.
I don't know. That'll be funny. I'll fucking burn the bacon.
But what you got going on? What's your Chisme? What's your story?
Okay. So since I've known Albert for a very, very long time, I have a lot of very funny stories. But I think out of all the years, I have one that's like really pretty fucking funny. So for you people that don't know, me and Albert grew up in Southern California, where it is not that hot. You know, it's just like beautiful beach weather and whatnot. And growing up, you know, like we're not really used to the heat of Arizona.
That shit hot as fuck over here.
Yeah. Well, my brother, Kyle Knott, he also grew up with us. He also went to the same high school. He's 1 year older than Albert. But so he races stadium trucks. And we were in Phoenix, and it was close enough where Albert was able to come to the race, him and his beautiful wife, and to see him in a very long time. So told him where we were at, and you know, we're at the racetrack, and I can't really socialize as much as I would love to, just because you know I'm there for my brother, and we had to get a bunch of stuff done, make sure the truck was good, and had like problems. I think we swapped the tranny out, and we had to switch gearing out and whatnot. Albert was there the whole time, and I was like, I see him, and he's like, or first he was lost because that track is not the best like area to like get around. It's very complicated now. It used to just be like, oh, you drive in the main road, you drive straight in, then that's it. But now it's like you have to drive on the backside, you have to go to the whole. It's a whole runaround to get in that place. So they get lost, all right, and they're going towards the entrance to like some like drifting fucking thing, and they're telling me like, oh, they're at the gate, and whatnot. I was like, okay, you know, I'll go find them. So then I get on a dirt bike, and I go out to go find them, and I go to go find them, and they're just going into this entrance to a fucking, you know, like drifting fucking thing. I'm like, bro, I'm at a dirt track. You guys notice I'm at a fucking dirt track and you're trying to drive into a fucking drift thing?
Bro, like, your instructions were not that clear.
I gave you a pin.
And the pin told us to go through the track.
yeah. Which, like I like to say, is like it used to be easy, now it's a pain in the ass. I was like, bro. So then I'm riding on like a little dirt bike, just hauling ass and shit. And I find them, and I'm waving them down. I was like, all right, this way. Well, they already had wristbands for the other entrance, so they just drove right in. Or they parked outside, then walked in. You know, it was great just to see Albert, because I haven't seen him in person for like, I don't know, maybe 2 years at that point. I was like super happy to meet him and Maddie. And we see him, and you know, it's hot, like dry, hot. And you know, we're out here just working on the truck. Luckily, we're working the shade, and I just kept looking at Albert. He was like sweating. Every fucking 2 seconds, like I see him just like kill the water, throw it in the trash, kill another water, get in the trash. I'm looking at him like, fuck, he's drinking a lot of water.
Dude, I can't handle the fucking heat here.
I'm like, damn, he's really fucking, you know, like he's there. He's in the pit with us, like, you know, he's helping us and whatnot. I was like, damn, he's drinking a lot of water. I hope he's good. And, you know, like, brother goes out to race and whatnot. The race is done. Maddie leaves. And Albert was just like big chilling. And he's like, I think I have heat exhaustion. Or, yeah, heat exhaustion. I'm pretty sure what ended up happening. And I was like, dog, how the fuck do you live here? And you get heat exhaustion from fucking, like out here helping us and shit. I thought you'd be used to this shit.
Fuck
He's
no,
like,
dude.
nah, dog. And like, Maddie comes back. She comes back with a cake. Gives it to my brother. It was a really, really nice gift. And we weren't expecting it. We're like, what the fuck? There's a cake and cookies.
Yeah, she talked to me about it. She wanted to surprise you because despite how Kyle did, which he did pretty good, I think.
He did good. He did good.
That was pretty cool watching him race. But she wanted to do something special because she couldn't be there.
Yeah, which is understandable. She had family things going on, but it was really, really nice. I know it was really heartfelt. But what was funny is like, okay, so we're packing up, and Maddie's talking to us and shit, and like, where the fuck Albert go? And I look over her shoulder, and she parked the car on the outside of the fence, and I'm looking at the car, and I see Albert just sitting in the fucking car with the AC blasted. And he just waves at me from the fucking other side of the fence, just waving at me. I'm like, what the fuck? This fucking dude.
Dude, I was dying at that point. I was about to pass out.
I don't know. I was just like, oh. And then she goes, oh, he's just really tired. He seems kind of drowsy and lightheaded. And I was like, oh, this fool's got heat exhaustion. I was like, oh, that explains why he was drinking so much water when I kept seeing him. I'm like, this guy, this dude.
It was so bad.
I know, and I was just like, what the hell going on? I guess that's why everyone there is a fucking night person. They live in the night. During the day, it's just too hot.
Here it's actually not that bad. I know summer's going to be fucking awful because it gets high to 120, but right now it's a good 70 degrees. It's not too bad.
It's like 65 here and raining.
I miss California weather because I'm so sensitive to the fucking weather over here. But yeah, you would tell that fucking story.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking funny story. I'm not gonna lie.
He just
Like, it was just like he was good, and then he was not good.
in a snap of a finger, he's like, "Oh, he's fine. He's fine." Oh, never mind.
I'm good, but I'm dead. I'm good again, but I'm dead again. Oh.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story. Appreciate the chisme about me. Fucking asshole.
Hey, no.
But miss you, brother. Appreciate it.
I miss you too, buddy. Thank you very much for letting me tell my story.
Fucking funny ass story.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Shout out to Cameron, my brother in Christ, my brother from another mother, my best friend. Miss you. And thank you for calling in and being a part of the show. Next up, we got a couple of listener stories here. We have, would this be considered an alcoholic? I'm female, 25 years old. I am rarely drunk, but when I do, I usually end up blacked out. I always want to keep, drinking and drinking, but it's like my brain doesn't know when to stop after I've had a few drinks. Oh shit! I do the thing where I breathe like the previous sentence, and then my mind just goes up. But I've now limited myself to only drinking wine when I do drink, but I still do the same thing. Well, wine drunk, I know that for sure is different from like whiskey drunk, in my experience. Because when I'm wine drunk, I get more like lovey dovey, and like I just want to like be your friend. When I'm like whiskey drunk or tequila drunk or any type of other alcohol drunk, I just want to dance. But this person is like, oh, I want to know how much they drink though, like a whole bottle or things like that. But let me see here. I'm unsure if this means that I just need to cut out drinking altogether, or I've been told that I'm an alcoholic by someone close to me. It hurts to hear, but I'm wondering if they are right and I just need to stop drinking. Any advice would be appreciated. If someone has been through this, thank you. Um, yeah, please be nice. So, it's just, well, the final note says, please be nice to me. I'm going through a lot. Yeah, we have always been through the, just drinking a lot and either accidentally blacking out or drinking to the point that we do black out. I mean, I wouldn't consider her an alcoholic because there's in this note here, it doesn't really say that. Um, it doesn't really say that she just drinks to drink, like she has to drink. Um, she just when she drinks, it's just to get blacked, or she gets blacked out. So I wouldn't consider it because she's rarely drinks. An alcoholic needs to drink, needs that quench, needs to drink every day from like a 9 to 5 job. You need to drink at least one beer during that thing, or so I wouldn't consider her an alcoholic. If you want to just not drink altogether, feel free to do so. That's fine. If you want to just drink casually, um, which is also fine, because some people drink to get drunk, or you don't really need to drink to have fun. But if you find yourself drinking to the point where blacking out, I feel like you should just kind of like set a pace, do like a drink every hour, depending if you're there for like 4 hours, so that you'll have 4 drinks total. If you're doing a wine, if you want to be technical, just do one bottle, but those bottles can be strong as shit. So I would say like do a glass an hour, so it gives time for the wine to break down. Or if you're trying to get drunk, then maybe like 2 glasses an hour if you want to push it. Safety rules out there: make sure you're not drinking and driving, because we care about other safety and your own. But it just feels like you aren't really an alcoholic. You just need to learn how to pace yourself a little more. And I know your tolerance can also be affected based off of that if you drink a lot. So yeah, no, you just need to learn how to pace yourself. But yeah, that's pretty good for the Bubitos Casito, giving out some advice. Last one was just a story from Cameron, but it's still a funny story. It was still a chisme story, so you know what? I appreciate him. All right, but in honor of love and spice and everything nice, we do have a story for you about love. Here we go. I would like to get more dates. I'm 22 years old. I've been in one 5 month relationship, and I've dated someone else for before that for about 5 months. So in total, he's had about 10 years, or not 10 years. Wow. 10 months of being in a relationship total. Been about a good experience. Been single for over a year now. Dating apps don't work. They never do. I mean, you see, back in the day, used to be on all those dating apps. I think like, what is it, Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble. Back where I used to work at this like golfing place where you drink and have fun and golf, and you'd have some events there. And um, yeah, we they used to have like a Bumble event. My homie would, my ex homie used to go to, and they would have events, and it would just be like a bunch of like people in their like late 20s to early 30s just trying to mingle and actually find somebody or like talk. They do like the adult thing where they like share a drink and have to actually talk to each other. If you're too nervous to actually like put yourself out there, uh, then you're not gonna get anywhere. But even then, there were some people who grouped ahead who just want to meet friends, because you know the Bumble's not just about meeting somebody. I know some people have met people through Bumble, and sometimes the friendship. I do have a funny story about that. This is a side note. Back when I was trying to make friends here when I first started in Arizona, I went on Bumble Friends and was trying to find some, and then this dude was like, "Hey man, what's good? Like, what's up?" And I was like trying to be friends with him, And he hits me with a, "You'll find friends on here, dude, one day." Like, bro, that's what I'm trying to fucking do with you, dog. And he fucking was just like, "You'll find friends eventually. Not me though, but you'll find friends." But yeah, that event was just to like find friends, find a relationship, and he would go to it. He would be successful because he would do some things, but um, yeah, they would do those type of events. So I get it. Tinder never really works. I do know one relationship that does work. So it works rarely, but those type of relationships that go past Tinder are like the strongest ones. So shout out to you for you guys for establishing like a family, a marriage, or things like that. Past Tinder, it's great to see love thriving through. I love love, and it's great. It's great to see that. But let me continue on with the story. I keep getting sidetracked. But yeah, let me see here. I get likes, but they're almost always people I'm not attracted to. Depends how picky you are, my guy, and how attractive he is. Because you can't be butt ugly and reject everyone just because you want a fucking quote unquote nine. Like, no, dog, you need to be more open to picking not even ugly girls. It's just picking the girl for you. Like, come on, dog. Anyways, rejected this week again via text after clicking with a girl at a speed dating event. I am constantly improving myself. I play soccer. I go to the gym. I cycle a lot. Try to eat clean. Read. Interested in science and film. Grew a beard over the last year, which I get some compliments on. I like rock music. I study engineering. I'm confident. If you have to tell me you are confident, you are not confident and you are insecure. But it seems to be my increase in success with some girls is marginal. I am sometimes struggling with the porn use, max twice per week. How are you struggling? Hold up. Would quitting help more? How do I stop? I'm an average height 5'7". Sometimes I worry about that, but I try. See, there you go. See, I called it right there. He's insecure about his height. So he tries to like be kind of tall. He tries to use his like muscles or anything. He's like, my weight is normal. What does that mean? I don't know what to do or how to get more dates. I do not drink often and don't go to cafes and such. So this man, honor, I don't mean to flame him a lot, but like he needs to put himself out there the right way. If he wants to get more dates, he needs to just not be as insecure, be a little bit more confident in himself and who he is, and just accept who he is, and somebody's gonna like him for him. He doesn't have to be somebody else, but he just seems really insecure. But I don't know, man. There's no really foolproof advice for getting more dates, but I guess he can just try meeting new people, but the right way. I knew some people who would text a girl really mean crap after they get rejected, or he's like, hey, like they'll say like one thing wrong about him, and then boom, the floodgates open, and he's like, fuck you, you're ugly, I never wish I dated you. And it was wild. It was wild to see, like, oh, hopefully it works out. And then the next day, no, I called her a piece of garbage. I called her some mean shit. I'm like, why? She didn't deserve it. You guys just went on one date, and she never texted me back. Okay, it happens. And he's like, I made her cry because I said some things. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Bro, just move on with your life. You don't need to like harass or create this other account and just be like a fucking weirdo. But it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, those were the not the topics, but the chisme of the day, man. It's pretty good stories about love, some spice, some everything nice. Because you can't have love without a little alcohol. I mean, you can obviously, but what I mean is, like sometimes, alcohol gets involved with love. with love making. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We got food for thought coming up next. Stay tuned. It's pretty good. Man, this has been a really great day in the honor of love. I know it's March and it's March Madness, and I haven't seen how my UCLA team is doing. I hope they're doing good, but my real team is United. My real team is Universal of Central Florida, the Golden Knight or the Knights. I love Knights and everything Knights. My favorite team is Las Vegas Knights. For hockey, I have a weird sports teams that I like. For basketball, it's New Orleans Pelicans. It's pretty good. Zion gets hurt every time, and Zion had some. Speaking of love, hold up. Zion had a weird connection with this lady called Maura Mills. I believe she was a popular adult star who was like, "Yeah, I have a sex tape with Zion," and I was like, "Damn." And threatened to release it and everything. And Zion's like, "I have no idea who that is." And it was just crazy. But yeah, I was a New York Pelicans fan. I followed. Originally, I was an Anthony. I didn't even follow basketball. I was an Anthony Davis fan, um, and he went to the Lakers. And then once he left, I stuck with the Pelicans because we got Brandon Ingram. We're gonna go to a little sports talk right now. I rarely do this, but we got Brandon Ingram, and then ever since then, it's been pretty cool. Um, yeah, for football, Los Angeles Chargers all the way. Love it. Represent. Hopefully, Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. Um, yeah, I guess I have to support the Cardinals. They're in the other division, but I guess I have to support them since I'm here. But if they ever play each other, it's on, and my team's gonna win. For baseball, it's the Dodgers. Except for hockey, it's Las Vegas Knights, and I guess for college basketball, it's either UCLA or UCF, so it's pretty good. College football, I would have to say Oregon Ducks, just because Justin Herbert is from there, which is the quarterback from the Chargers. So, yeah, I mean, my sports teams are all over the place. But next up, we got food for thought. So like I said, stay tuned for that. And then we'll have some one-on-one personal time telling you some more stories about growing up. Not even growing up in the hood. It's just about love, about different love encounters that Bubito had in the past, and just different stories about how a high school kid fell in love many times, because you do that in high school. You do that all the time. But up next is food for thought. Stay tuned. Welcome to Food for Thought. This segment, we talk about spice news, eat spicy food, and hopefully not suffer. But before we begin, I got some kimchi here. It's known for being very spicy in the Asian community, or not even that spicy. But we got this Bibigo kimchi. Bibigo is a really good Korean place that was in LA originally. Well, not in originally. I got introduced to it in LA. I recommend you go there. They do have some spicy flavors, but it's so good with different things like that. I believe I had the beef, so that was pretty good. But yeah, I have the Bibigo kimchi. I've had kimchi once in my life, and I suffered. I got my water right here, my alcohol, because the alcohol is apparently supposed to dilute the spice. Hold up, let me pour it real quick. Perfect here. I got some Pinot Grigio here because we classy in this casito. But before we get into the taste test of the kimchi, and this is where I eat a big glob of it. Let's talk about the world's spiciest foods. It's for the top 10 spiciest foods. I'm just gonna go down a little bit for the top 5 here. We have fowl curry from Birmingham, India, or India. It says England on my sheet. But yeah, it was curry from England, and this one is really spicy. And I don't think I can. I've never even eaten curry, but I know it's probably super spicy. When it comes to like Mediterranean cuisine or even uh, some Asian cuisines, I can't eat it. It's just too spicy. I went to this Thai place one time and I had what was it? I think it was quail. No, not quail. It was a tiny chicken, and they had it like on a. I remember it was called what was this place? It was something Thai, and basically they brought the chicken on fire, and the chicken was kind of like spread out like on a cross, and it was not even a cross, but like it was on the board, and it was like it was a tortured chicken. It was just so bad. I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, because the chicken looked like it was, you know, harassed before it came to my plate. But basically, when I took a bite out of the wing, I just couldn't do it. It was just too spicy. And another good place that I highly recommend that I've been thinking about a lot because I haven't been able to find it here, um, is like Cajun like food. We have some Cajun seasoning here in the Casito, but Raging Cajun is in LA, and I highly recommend that place. I had the alligator and the frog legs. Now, I know what you're thinking. Frog legs are gross, especially with the web feet that come out, and you guys are going like, "Ugh." Like, it's not, but it's delicious. I'm telling you. Like, they had good Cajun seasoning with chicken and just the pasta. It's great. I mean, that's why they call it food news here, because we're talking about delicious food. So I hope you're not hungry. I'm not making you hungry, but if you are, I highly recommend it. And it's so good. It's so good. Cajun fries are the best. I've had it a couple different places. Downtown Disney has good Cajun fries at this Jazz Kitchen. And when it comes to like New Orleans food and things like that, it's so good. I had this I think it was like an egg roll that was really good. And let me see. Let me pull up the menu real quick, and let me show you. Not show you. You know what I mean. I'm going to describe to you the Jazz Kitchen in Disney, so I can look at the menu here and tell you guys what exactly that I had. So it's a Creole restaurant here. Um, let's see. What did I have? Ah, I had the. Where are you? Oh, they used to have it. It was like this egg roll that was super spicy. It was like crab rolls. It was so good. Now they just replaced it with like Dippin' Tots and like fried crawfish. But I've had the blackened chicken mac and cheese. That was really good. Uh, and I've also had where's the sandwiches? Because I love sandwiches. I had the Creole crispy chicken sandwich. That had a little bit of kick to it, but it was so good. Let me describe to you what's on here. For those who haven't been to downtown Disney, it's great. It's amazing. There's different food items. You don't have to go to Disneyland. If you just visit downtown Disney, it's like a similar experience, obviously without the rides, but I highly recommend it. There used to be a Rainforest Cafe in the ESPN arcade, but that got replaced with the Star Wars Center, and the ESPN building is gone. I think it's with an arcade is still, but I'm not sure. But let me describe to you this Creole crispy chicken sandwich. I hope I make your tummies rumble. Anyways, buttermilk marinated chicken breast. Oh, butter lettuce, green tomato chow chow. I don't know what the hell that is, but it tastes good. Apple smoked Applewood smoked bacon. I like the maple bacon. I remember in this place called the Lazy Dog that had a old fashioned maple bacon drink, and they would put the maple bacon in the old fashioned. It had vanilla bitters. This is a perfect drink. Makes you want to drink like six of them, but you don't want to get drunk at a Lazy Dog. It's a warm, sweet, and spicy local honey. So it's like a hot honey with a warm pretzel bun, and it just was so good. So good. Mm. Anyways, uh, going back to the list, there's a som tam from Thailand. It's a spicy salad that I have not tried. I've heard about it before when going to a Thai cuisine, but I've been too chicken shit to try it. Um, but I've had this before from Mexico. Going at number three is shrimp aguachiles. And we'll be dropping down the references to this on our show. Like I said, you can catch us on Apple Podcast, YouTube, um, and you can follow us on Instagram and our TikTok as well. We recently created a TikTok at Bubitos underscore Casito. I know TikTok has been banned. I don't mean to get too political here, but TikTok has been banned by the Congress, even though we have other issues that we need to deal with. But you know what? TikTok is the number one thing. But that's the only thing I'm going to get political with it. Anyways, so you can still follow us on TikTok while it's still in America at Bobitos underscore Casito. Or I think it's Bobitos underscore Casito. We're going to be posting clips on there, funny clips from the show. We're going to have our first one today. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to be linking things into the episode at the Apple Podcast and YouTube description. Please drop a follow. Please just do a subscriber. We have 2 subscribers so far, and I'm grateful. Thank you, because 2 fans are better than no fans, and at least somebody's listening, and I'm brightening somebody's day. But hey, perfect. We love you. Thank you. Y'all are welcome out at the Casito at any time. Perfect. And let's get back into this list. So yeah, we have shrimp aguachiles, and like it has a little bit of Latin spice. It depends who makes it. If your grandma makes it, you gotta stay away because that shit's burning. They put those chiles in there that make the whole house make you cough, like it really gets in your fucking throat. I never understood what those chiles are called. I just call them chiles. They're like these hard, like dried chiles that just oh mess your day up. They mess your nose. They mess your day. Um, but yeah, that would be at number 3. Number 2 would be buffalo chicken wings from the United States. Now, I know there's been some buffalo chicken wings that have been really hot based off the skull units, and this is what this list is based off of. Or skull units or Schofield. I don't know. Michael Schofield, like Prison Break? Nah. Shout out to Prison Break. I like that show. I recommend it. Let me just take a sip of wine real quick. Pinot Grigio hit me in the back of the throat. Ah. Anyways, continuing on. For the world's best spicy food is jerk chicken from slash pork from Jamaica. Now I've had this before, and I wish I could handle spicy food. I wish, because it's so delicious. It's so good, and I love it so much. Oh, so perfect. And I would love to eat this as much as I can with the side of rice and beads, and oh man, especially with the pork jerk chicken or jerk pork. Oh, it's perfect. But we got the best part here, which is the kimchi bibigo here. And let me see if you can hear it. Yep, right there. Sorry for those who are listening in the car and their speakers just blown out for that noise. But yeah, it says here salted Napa cabbage, radish water, red pepper powder, sorbel, green onion, fish sauce, sea salt, ginger, calcium lactate, and kimchi cultures. So I'm gonna be trying this. You can get this at your local Asian food store, and you can just eat it straight out like this. You don't need to cook it. It's pretty good. Well, I'm about to find out right now. Here we go. Oh, wish me luck. Like I said, kimchi, BB Go. Shout out BB Go, because this is food for thought. And I do this for you guys because I love you guys. I haven't swallowed it yet. Ugh. Oh god. Oh, it's too spicy. Oh, why? Oh, I need water. Hold on. Oh god. Ugh. My mouth is on fire. And you're like, I bet some of y'all are like, oh, he's exaggerating. Not that hot. It really is. It really fucking is. Oh, oh, this hurts so badly. Oh God. Oh, it tastes good, but Jesus Christ, the spice. Oh, oh God. It hurts. I just took a wine sip because it'll help. But yeah, I give that a rating of about 8 out of 10 for the flavor. 2 minus 2 points because it hurts. But yeah, it's pretty delicious. I highly recommend it if you want like a snack on the go or food to go. It's highly preserved. I got bought this about 2 weeks ago. It expires in August, so about a few months. It lasts for a while. It's a good snack. BB Go kimchi, and if you want to check out BB Go, I highly recommend it. They're not a sponsor. Nobody's a sponsor. Hopefully soon, but yeah, it's pretty good. Good spice news. And that was food for thought. Next up, we got that one-on-one time. Woo, we had to take a little short break for the spice that I had to deal with. My mouth is calming down. Um, you can see it's a little sniffly. It's just hurt, but it reminds me of like PF Chains, like the what is it, the peanut sauce noodles or something. I know we already passed food for thought, and we're about to go into some one-on-one time, but I just want to talk about the PF Chains menu real quick. They had this like special going on, and I had some spicy food from there, and they had like this like even Panda Express is too spicy. The Mongolian beef, I love it. The beef tastes so great, but it's so spicy. Oh, it messes me up. Oh, my stomach's already rumbling. Anyway, time for some one-on-one personal time, and let's get into it. The I wanna kiss you all over and over again till the night closes in. Some personal time. And for those of you who don't know that reference, it's from Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore, I believe, where he's yeah, it's Happy Gilmore, where he's trying to be a hockey star but ends up being golf. They're making a second movie coming out right now. RIP to Chubbs. He was originally Paulo Creed. I don't know the original name of that actor, and I apologize, but he's a great actor. And he was Chubbs. He was also in Little Nicky as like he was like it's all in the hips, which shows the Sandler verse that's all connected with Hubie Halloween as well. The Ben Stiller's character, the weird guy. It's like I will put you to or you will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep. Um, But yeah, that's a good movie. I recommend Happy Gilmore. It's a great movie. But that me singing that part was when he was trying to get his ex girlfriend back, and his neighbor ended up coming up instead. So that was pretty funny. Um, but yeah, I let's talk about some one-on-one time real quick. Some stories about how young Babito had no game, and I still have no game, but like it was pretty bad back in high school. Oh man, let me tell you. All right, scenario time. I want you to close your eyes again because I'm going to put you in the world of the Bubito at the age of 16. And I want you to picture you going after this one girl and you're really nervous. You've never done this before. And you're ready to talk to her. And you go up to her, and then she asks about your friend. And that's basically sums up the story of the beginnings of the Babito looking for love, basically. um, yeah, growing up, I didn't really have much. Um, I guess dating help. I had my father, but you know, in the Latino community, they can be pretty creepy, or they like cat call. I've never been into the cat call. I don't like it. I think it's really creepy, and I think it just makes people uncomfortable because nobody's gonna really be okay with it. There was this like news story about this old guy who wore some short shorts and he got catcalled. That was funny. They asked him what that pee pee do, and he said it just pees. Yeah, I never been into that. But in high school, there was a couple different crushes that I've had, and they never really worked out. The only one that did kind of work out was, I guess, my ex at the time, but I was just going through my own thing at that point. Um, but yeah, it was just really strange. Uh, Being in a relationship for the first time, it was just really weird. You're you're not sure how things go, and you're just strange. Everything's just like a first time. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, going to the future of the dating game, the worst dates here. Back when I was after that whole 5 year debacle, I was 21 at the time going into college. UC, I was in a UC in California, and I was dating around a couple times. And there's this one story where the dating history ended up getting me jumped. And I still have the scar to this day on my cheek. It's like a small scar, but basically, uh, I was in this rugby group, and they're I guess I befriended this couple, but the boyfriend was kind of a dick to the girlfriend. And when I tried to rely on him for like emotional support, because I was going through some stuff, like I was just trying to find out who I was. College, you're trying to find out who you are, what you like, and you're just overall depressed because you're lonely. I lived out there for like 6 months before COVID, so that was pretty interesting. But he told me to just like talk to his girl because he didn't want to deal with it. So then her and I got close, but not like, crossing boundaries or anything. It was just like a friendship. And um, I still remember we played Smash Bros. And shit. The Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U. Because she had like an old ass system. I don't think the Nintendo Switch came out, or I think it did. No, it did. It did. I used my Switch. Um, but yeah. Um, so he thought that her and I were doing something when in reality he was doing something with another man, and it was just crazy. I got jumped for it because he spread rumors that I was the one, but later on, I had a mutual friend told me that he got tested for hooking up with another man, and it turns out he was the one. And then after I got jumped, I did stuff with the ex, but like it's not the point. Is just be trying to find myself. But one of the worst dates I've ever been on would have to be when I went out with this mutual friend, and she kept asking questions but never wants to respond to them. Be like, "Oh, what's your favorite this?" And I would answer, and I'd be like, "How about you?" She goes, "Okay, don't mind me. What about this? Favorite sports team, favorite this, favorite that," but never wants to answer any questions about her. It was just about me. It was really strange. Didn't want to go out to any dinner. Didn't want to go anywhere. Just asked questions and talk, and then it was just kind of weird. Not gonna lie, and I just feel like it was just a waste of both of our times. And I just dipped. I had I forgot what I did. I had a date back in the day where I had a mutual friend call me and say that he had an emergency to get out of a date. I'm pretty sure we've all had one of those moments where you had to get out of a date because you realize it was like the biggest mistake ever. You gone on a blind date and you're like, Jesus, this man is awful or this woman is awful. And so I had him call and be like, "Hey man, I need you. I'm on the verge of it's fucked." But basically, he said that he was on the verge of harming himself, and that he needed me. And so that's when I left. She's like, "Oh, go do your thing," and I was like, "Cool." Never contacted the person again. I know that's fucked, but I was cool. I didn't want to deal with that. I've had to do some things. Let's see here. There's a bunch of different dating stories. Um, I remember this didn't happen to me, but this happened to a mutual friend. Her, one of my brothers, basically. It happened to one of my brothers, and I don't mean to air out his dirty laundry, but it's just an interesting story because it just shows him how much I not shows him, but I truly care about this man. So I went above and beyond for this man. Basically, he was dating this girl in high school, I think, and she was being unfaithful. And I found out who the person was she was being unfaithful with because he was bullying my best friend. So me being on the football team, my best friend kind of hang out with the I guess quote unquote outsiders. I stopped that shit in its tracks, and boom, lo and behold, uh, it stopped. He was left alone, and I threw hands, but it was fine because I didn't care. I'd do anything for my brother, and he knows it. But I've done some stupid shit for a girl. I remember back in middle school, I had a mutual. Me and this guy had a crush on this girl, and we threw hands in class. Um, Basically, she went out to talk to a teacher or something, and we looked at each other when she left and just started throwing hands. Um, because he was kind of dating her and I was just interested and I was more of a friend, and then we threw hands. And it was pretty interesting. Um but yeah, no, we fought. I won. Not really. I didn't really win. Basically, it was a tie because we fought, but we heard the door come in or the teacher, and then we sat back in our room. And then she was like, "What happened here?" And we just kind of like looked at each other, like the scene from Animal, where the chimpanzee and Rob Schneider were fighting, and they just kind of look at her at the girl, and it was like smiles. Basically, what had happened. Um, that's a great movie. I would recommend watching Animal. Such a funny movie. It's not your typical like Rob Schneider movie, I guess. Hot Chicks and Animal are my top two favorites and what I grew up with. So those are my favorites. Uh, Animal is basically about Rob Schneider's character, who was a police cadet who never could really get aboard the the cadets or whatever, and it would always fail. Like he's known as piss stained pants boy. Um, but then gets into an accident trying to save somebody. And then is taken his parts out with animal parts, and then now he becomes an animal. Uh, I'm not going to spoil too much of the movie, but that's a good one. And then Hot Chicks is basically, it's not like White Chicks at all, but Hot Chicks is basically this one girl switches with this robber and then have to figure out how to switch back. But the older gentleman has to, which is the girl in this older dude's body, has to figure out how to live life. And it's pretty funny. Recommend both. Hot Chicks is hilarious. It's one of my brother-in-law's favorite movies, and I still remember watching it with him and his wife, and it was so funny. It was a great time. But yeah, it was it's pretty good, funny dating stories. But time to sadly wrap it up, and hopefully some of y'all are wrapping it up. Yes, say, practice safety sex here. We don't want other little kiddos running around in the casita, if you know what I mean. If you want to, that's totally fine. But I'm just telling you, be protective. Yeah, we got a good time today in the casita. We got best friend Cameron joining on to the show. We got some listener stories. We got some spice. You got to hear me suffer from the kimchi. Um, we had a great time in the Bubitos Casito, and I hope to see you next week. Like I said, if you have any suggestions for next week's theme or you have any advice, if you like to come on the show, feel free to drop a message in our Instagram or TikTok, Babito underscore Casito. And y'all are welcome to the casita anytime. Appreciate you. Love y'all.